Hi friends, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so thank you so much for sticking with me and for joining me today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kim and this is Homestead Hopeful. Today I just wanted to do a quick update on some of the things that have been keeping me busy. Here's a little greenhouse that I have for seed starting. This is just a model from Aldi that a friend gave me. Last year was my most successful year, and I'll show you how I converted it. So I think this is how I'm going to leave it for seed starting this year. As you can see, I did not use the up and down version. I actually put two of the shelves side by side so that I got one long shelf, and I'll show you why. The lamp is the same lamp that I used last year with really great success. However, I tried to use the shelving unit the way that it's supposed to be set up, and as you can see, because the lamp is so long, it's almost 4 feet, it was hanging off the side and I really didn't use it to the capacity that I could have to raise seedlings. So I kind of tried to move things around just a little bit so that I could get more room width-wise instead of height to be able to use all of the space that the lamp lights up. So this is what I came up with for now. I'll be starting seedlings in the next week or two. I purchased heat mats from Amazon. I have not used them yet, so I can't really tell you how well they work. I did purchase another set of lights that connect to each other. These are just bar LEDs. And I used my own method of hanging them. They came all on their own with just some adhesive tape to tape to whatever support you were going to use. I zip tied them to a shelving rack, one of these just 12-inch by 12-inch shelving racks, and then hung it with some alligator clips, some cording, and then I used toggles where you can adjust the height so that I can quickly just adjust how high or low it is. This is my startup for now.
We've also been working on planning out and measuring our future garden so that we can visualize where the corner posts, where the gates, and where the compost bins will be. We spent a weekend cleaning the sugar shack. We removed all the equipment that we can't use. We cleaned out a bunch of spider webs and leaves, and we evicted some unwanted critters. We've been slowly working on burning the brush piles around our property when they aren't covered in snow. And I finally received my last seed order from Baker Creek, as well as the seeds for my first seed swap.
Hi friends, it's been a couple of days since I filmed the first part of this video, and I'm just now getting back to filming the last of it. I don't know if it's just winter blues or what setting in, but I'm just having a really hard time following through with filming and then editing and then posting videos. So to all of my followers, I apologize and thank you so much for sticking with me through the lull of this winter. Hopefully I'll be feeling more motivated and energized soon. Some of it is also that I feel like what we're doing right now isn't very interesting content, and as we continue on with our homesteading adventures and as spring hits, we'll have more content to be able to post. But that aside, we've ordered chicks, which unfortunately, come to find out, I waited too long, and a lot of the varieties that I had chosen, they're not available. So I missed the window of opportunity for ordering quite a few of the chicks that I actually wanted. I have my heart set on a colorful egg basket, and that's really important to me, as well as having breeds that do well in our cold winters. I did end up ordering 8 chicks to be able to pick up. I'm going to end up driving an hour and a half to go get them, which is sort of beyond my imagination right now, but the reason I did that is because I'm guaranteed at least blue and green eggs. So they're not my top pick as far as chicken goes. Shh, don't tell the chickens. But at least I'll have 8 chickens, and then as some of the area stores actually start getting in their chicks, look and see what they actually have, and if they have some of the ones that I was looking for, then I can pick them up. I have at least room for at least 20 birds in our coop. I ordered 8 to begin with. Today I'm gonna be starting some seeds. So I am in zone 5. We still got quite some time before our last frost, which is somewhere around Memorial Day or as far as out as June 11th. That seems unfathomable to me. But right now I can be planting things like leeks, onions, and asparagus. So I'm going to go ahead and plant those 3 things, and yes, I'm well aware that asparagus takes an extremely long time to start from seed. And before anybody says, well, why don't you just buy the crowns and plant the crowns and then you'll at least have it in 2 years. But that's just not in our homesteading budget right now. There's so many other things that have to get up and going. You know, the garden, the coop, the sugar shack. There's just so many things that some things have to take a back seat. So the seeds were much less inexpensive, so we will try and see how growing some of the seeds are, and then in 5 years I might have some asparagus. But that's okay. It's one of the sacrifices we're making. Alright, so I'm going to get started on getting some of these seeds started. So for my onions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cocoa coir. It's a bulk block of cocoa coir that I just purchased at big box store just for a couple of dollars. I'm just going to take this and expand it with some hot water in just a washing tub. So I'm going to put it right in here, fill it full of water, and let this expand. And once it expands fully, I'm going to use it as a substrate. I'm going to plant the onions in sort of trays, but I don't have a lot of trays to spare. So I'm going to make use of some of the plastics that I saved from my recycling. On the bottom, I used a very inexpensive heat gun to melt a couple of holes in them. This one is nice and flat and shallow, so it'll act as my bottom tray, and then the few that I melted holes in will go inside of them like that so that I can still bottom water. And the lids that were from these I will use to cover over top of them to make a moisture dome until I no longer need them. And it's nice and flat so I can get the light right up close to the trays. So let's see how that goes. Okay, this is what it looks like. The brick, this is what it looked like when I got it out of the package, and this is what it starts looking like as soon as you put warm water over it, and it's slowly absorbing. Okay, the whole brick is expanded, and this is what it looks like. This container is almost half full just from one brick. It holds water, so it holds onto water really well. So I'm gonna give this a try for onions, and we'll see what happens. I forgot that I also wanted to start chives and garlic chives, so I just poked some holes in the bottom of an egg carton to make a sort of like tray pot, and then I'm going to put them in this plastic storage box, so it'll look something like that. Alright, so here's the seeds that I'm planting today. Chives, garlic chives, red burgundy onion, Southport white globe onion, New York early yellow onion. To plant some leeks. I'm using these 42mm peat pots. They look like this, just a little disc when you get them, and then you expand them in hot water. I use hot water because they expand that much faster, and I expanded 50 altogether. I'm going to put 2 seeds in each little peat pot, and I got American flag leeks from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. Or I missed a couple of rows, or I got a whole bunch of extra seeds. Alright, I went ahead and soaked more peat pots. I was too short, so I just got these little biodegradable pots and then filled them up the rest of the way, each one with 2 seeds. So these are ready to go. I'm finished for today. I have started 3 different types of onions, garlic chives, and leeks. That took me what seems like forever. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the asparagus. buying those crowns is looking awfully attractive now. Tomorrow's another day, right? Anyway, friends, thank you so much for sticking with me. I would love to hear how you've made things work in your own seed starting way. If you've used, recycled items or things that I've been given to you, how you've made them work over time. Thanks so much for joining me, friends. Bye-bye for now. Well, I don't even remember what I'm getting, but we'll find out. What I did was on the bottom, on the bottom, I used a very inexpensive, what do you call those things?